Mission.
The mission of the king.
Yes. The mission.
Mission.
The mission of the king.
Mission of the
The mission
king.
of the king is the humble be fed, naked clothed, sick nourished, age protected, you know.
The mission. Free water.
Mission,
Mission of the king, you know.
The mission.
The mission.
The mission.
Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. We do give thanks to life, health and strength. We do give thanks to the night guidance. We give thanks to the morning uprising. We give thanks to everything that is pertaining unto life in this time. Welcome, to this 77 Redeem, 77 and production. We are going into a series at this time called The Mission of the King. And we'll be definitely be looking at some of the documents pertaining to repatriation, as these documents are specifically from the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of Salvation. We are now celebrating the 63rd anniversary. We do give thanks to our worthy founder, leader, our president, our God and King, the most right honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, who is the crowned champion of human rights and justice, the black dictator, agitator of fundamental freedom, redemption, and international repatriation. We give thanks to such mighty monarch within this time who has championed, the cause of the freedom of his people, four wings, universally, knowing that this great leader has presented documents, to many heads of government, especially the Jamaican government, where the headquarters is located in 10 miles, Bull Bay, St. Andrew, the northeastern side of Warwick Haile, as Marcus Mosiah Garvey did declare and did prophesy, saying that black people, your leader, shall rise and shall be, he shall rise out of the dust, and he shall be upon the northeastern side of, Warwick Hill, 10 miles out of the bloody city. When the man of R come, immediately drop X, for X is a symbol of wrong. So we give thanks to the good shepherd. If there's a Moses, this man is the Moses in this time, the Moses, the man who come to lead his people across the Red Sea of colonialism and imperialism, to part this sea of destruction and show the people the right and bid them to go over and to the right. Definitely this series, Mission of the King, we'll be definitely looking at a lot of documents. We'll be reading them actually for the public at large here. And when we say the public at large here, we mean the citizens and also the heads of government, those who are in their respective positions at this time, especially to the people of Jamaica. And not just Jamaica, but why we say to the people of Jamaica, because Such great works of such great leader has been taking place even from before 1958, the formation of his Congress, to the present moment. And I mean, you know, the man work has been blinded by Jamaican government, especially those who have put themselves in power, from the prime ministers, the governor generals, the past and the present. So these documents are for the people at large here, because these documents have reached to the headquarters, which say then are the home or place of abode by the Lady Monarch of England, Queen Elizabeth II, who has a great responsibility, who has the responsibility, yes, for the fundamental freedom of black people, four wings of earth. Knowing that these documents have reached the Prime Minister's office from 10 Downing Street, as we say, to Buckingham Palace. These documents have landed in White House from the presidents that have passed to the present president going through at this time. These documents have reached the Attorney Generals of Jamaica, the MPs of Jamaica, and it is now our duty to present these documents, if they are trying to hide them from the public, to the people four wings of earth. You know, it's a lot of things that have went on, you know, a lot of things that went on, and the truth must be known. So one of the first documents that we're going to present to the public in this time, it's called SHEARER'S Judgment. And when we speak about SHEARER, we're speaking about the Honourable U. Shearer. You can't miss him at this time, you know. I mean, he's on one of the biggest money there in Jamaica. U. Shearer, you know, when we were youths growing up, we used to hear they talk about Shearer. They call him Shear Out. You know, share out the people's rights, you know. Now, this definitely is from March 14th, 1988, and I'm sure this is before a lot of young ones in this time were born, before a lot of people took up even the task of repatriation, because, as we said, the Honourable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards has been doing his work from even before the 14-men ruling in Jamaica. Mr. U. Shearer was a former prime minister, or acting prime minister then, of Jamaica. And this man was in the position for the rights of the people. And this man, you know, people look up to U. Shearer, and in Jamaica, a lot of people look up to U. Shearer, but they don't know the atrocities that U. Shearer has kept up, you know, in denying the people's rights. So, the voice of the people is the voice of God. And the truth must be known to the people four wings of earth. So without any further ado or any further delay, I will enter upon this document called SHEARER'S Judgment. Well, the title is given by I, Honourable Kes Westmore, because it's really a judgment, you know. But it's called the Open Document to Honourable U. Shearer. And we'll continue on reading. The conquering lion shall break every chain. Ethiopia Royal Nation Wealth Kingdom. Ethiopia Poor People National and International Freedom League Government. Melchizedek Righteous Kingdom. Black Supremacy Government for the Poor and Have-Nots. United Black Wealth Sovereign Nation. Lord of Hosts, the I Am, the I Am. Repatriation internationally. The Fifth Kingdom of Justice stand for equality and justice for all people. Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress, Church of Salvation. The Sabbath to be kept holy. freedom, redemption, international repatriation, the Poor People Government internationally through human rights, Black Congress, King of Salem. The people above all kingdoms stand governmental, parliamental, churchical, and sabbatical. Formerly at 54B Spanish Town Road, now headquartered at 10 miles Bull Bay, P.O., St. Andrew, Jamaica. Our kingdom. Victory of good over evil. Date, March 14th, 1988. And we continue on reading. This is an open letter document to Honourable U. Shearer, Deputy Prime Minister of Jamaica, and the Jamaica government and parliament, and the public nationally and internationally. Declaration of peace, joy, and happiness to bring forth our freedom, redemption, and international repatriation of the black nation worldwide to our own vine and fig tree of black Ethiopia, Nigeria, black Africa. I, the Right Honourable Prince Emmanuel Charles Edwards, Brother Moses, the Lord's servant, bring to your remembrance, Mr. Shearer, the time when Bustamante was in power and Mistress Longbridge was his secretary, when he adopted you as a son. I, Prince Edward, did send to Bustamante for the deliverance of God's children, those you call Jamaicans. I say royal Ethiopians, sons and daughters, gods and goddesses of the earth, from Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Sierra Leone, right through the four wings of Africa. We call for black people from the four wings of earth. I now call on you, Mr. Shearer, to see the return of black people to Ethiopia, Nigeria, and all states of Africa now. And if you are not willing, I call upon Queen Elizabeth II, also Ronald Reagan, along with the United Nations to act upon it. Geneva and also Africa's father and mother and sons and daughters, to call their subjects from out of the Western world, Jamaica and all small islands, 144,000 saints and children numberless as the sands upon the seashore. Mr. Shearer, this is what did reach Mr. Bustamante before he died, and you're supposed to know that also. Therefore, because you are in office now as Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, I call you up for all these children that you, Mr. Siaga, Mr. Glasspool, Mr. Clifford Campbell, and Lady Bustamante have in your position. It has been a long time now I have been calling for them and you pay me no attention. Well, I call for them now, from now until the 1st of August 1988. I want all of them to be handed over to the Nigerian High Commission, our Father, our God and King, for He has called for us now. One God, one aim, one destiny. I call upon you now, Mr. Shearer, to free us out of Jamaica and our small islands. And I call upon you to go to Queen Elizabeth II, who gave you the authority to free I, Prince Edward, out of this land, which you never did. And I call upon you also to go to Mr. Reagan in the White House and tell him to free out of his basin plan, and to the United Nations seabed authority to free us out of Jamaica through the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, from Article 1 to 15 to 19 to 30. Our Nigerian High Commission, our Father, our God and King, has come for us now. So I asked for your speedy reply to this letter so that he could send to the Nigerian government. Nigeria knows about this Congress already. Honourable Prophet Martins Eteli of the Nigerian Army School of Music is our Vice President, who accepts this Congress in Nigeria as a representative. Therefore, we are fully Nigerians, fully Ethiopians, fully Ghana children, fully Kenya children, straight through the four wings of Africa. So the Vice President that accepts us in as a Congress in Nigeria and the Nigerian Commission, the God with us, are responsible for us right now to take us back home. I call for everyone, all prison doors to fly open and come under the High Commission position and care. All Ethiopians and Nigerians in Britain, America, straight back to Jamaica, and all small islands are to be sent home to Nigeria. Ethiopia and all states of Africa through the office of Prime Minister Siaga. You Deputy Prime Minister Shearer, Lady Bustamante, Governor General Florizel Glasspool, former Governor General Clifford Campbell, Honourable Hector Winter, former Minister of External Affairs in Bustamante government, and former editor of Jamaica Daily Gleaner and leader of the opposition, Mr. Michael Manley. I come and have called for all royal Ethiopians, Nigerians, Africans from Bustamante's time to this time also to United Nations Worldwide Organization. The first conference that the United Nations held in Jamaica was at Myrtle Bank Hotel in 1967, which was headed by Mr. Mark Schreiber as a representative, but was told that I could not see him. I then wrote him a letter concerning my right and people's right of freedom, redemption, and international repatriation, which was being violated by the Jamaica government. He also said that if I desire my name to be on the United Nations roster, he said if I said yes, no one could take it off. And if I said no, no one could put it on. I responded to him that he should do so because my people want a deliverance. After the meeting in New York, he did respond back to me and also the Jamaica government for them to fulfill my right through Article 10 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. At that time, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie was at the United Nations, and the Emperor said that everything is finished now. You, Mr. Shearer, told the Emperor that you would start again. You are too late now, for your time is up, Mr. Shearer. During the same meeting in New York, one Prime Minister declared that he would give his country a freedom in 1967. And that because you, Mr. Shearer, will give your country a freedom also, he will make you go ahead. You responded to him by saying that since he spake first, you will make him go ahead. For by 1968, you, Mr. Shearer, will give Jamaica full freedom, all islands, universally. In 1969, during function at which Mistress Coretta King received the Marcus Garvey Award, a certain man asked you about the freedom you talked about for Jamaica, and you laughed and said it was only a talk. After my letter passed through the United Nations, you locked down everything and said that I, Prince Edward, died, thereby cutting off my communication with the United Nations and sabotage I and my people's right of freedom, redemption, international repatriation, which was to be fulfilled in 1968. For everything was worked out for the people to return home. During that time, Nigeria did send to take us out, and you stopped them. Well, the Nigerian High Commission has come for us now, and you could not stop him this time, or earthquake, lightning, and thunder will mash you up. Calling upon you this time, Mr. Shearer, as Deputy Prime Minister, to fulfill such right and hand over to the High Commission. All these rights are to be rectified before the Royal Cabinet of Queen Elizabeth II, also Mr. Reagan and the United Nations. Call upon all governments worldwide to see this done, such as Cuba, Russia, Japan, China, East Germany. Also the OAU, Addis Ababa Conference Hall, to defend the Black Man Bill of Rights and see that their subjects are freed and returned home. The time has now come for you to hand over, Mr. Shearer, and stop delaying the right of I, Prince Edward, and my people. In 1963, I received a letter from you saying that you have asked the Secretary of State in your Office of Foreign Affairs, who at that time was Dr. Neville Gallimore, to discuss repatriation with I. In such letter, you said that Dr. Gallimore would meet me on the 29th of November 1983 to discuss such matter. I received a telegram from Dr. Gallimore of 29 November 1983 stating that he would not be able to meet me, for he had to go to country, and he would set another date, which he has not done to this day. He then left the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for a next ministry and was replaced by Oswald Harding. Mr. Harding was contacted, but nothing more developed towards such right. Since then, nothing has been said by you, Mr. Shearer, towards repatriation. Therefore, the time has now come for you to make repatriation of royal Ethiopians, Nigerians island-wide, universally, a fulfillment through your government, national and international, over land and sea. To our black crowned of Ethiopia, our black crowned of Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Kenya, Liberia, and the four wings of Africa. The 100-year centenary of Honourable Marcus Garvey is to fulfill such freedom. I also call upon our High Commission to call for the police and soldier for their Nigerians, Ethiopians. Honourable Marcus Garvey said that at the time of redemption they will drop their pants and join the line. Therefore I call for them to do so now. The soldiers belong to the king, and only one king stand, and that is the black king in Jamaica, for there is no king in Europe. The Queen did already hand over the police to I, Jesus, so I call for them now. You must hand them over to the Nigerian High Commission, and he in turn will contact his head of state to send transportation for us all. And no molestation should be in it, Mr. Shearer, for you said we are free. Glorify our High Commission, our Father, God and King, around us to see everything run right. Nigeria is not molesting you, Mr. Shearer. It is I, Prince Edward, now telling you that I want to go home, for it has been a long time now. More than 2,000 years have passed since we are under this suffering. Look at this, Mr. Shearer. There is nowhere for the people to live, no house for them to live in. Day by day they are bawling, and you do not pay them any mind. You take away the people's right and support the white world, the rich world, and leave them to suffer, walking about with nothing to do, nothing to eat, because Queen Elizabeth II told Mr. Siaga in 1981-82 to turn Jamaica into sports. I want to know, Mr. Shearer, if you and Mr. Siaga and his cabinet are mortal men or rock, or you are iron. Well, because I know that you are wood and rock, stone and iron, I want all of God's children to go back to Africa, where they come from. Queen Victoria took them out illegally and brought them out here. I did send for them, Mr. Shearer, therefore I ask you to hand them over to our Honourable Ambassador of the EABIC and also the Nigerian High Commission, our God and King. All prison doors to fly open 4 wings. No more hanging in Jamaica and the world. Mr. Shearer, if anyone should be hanged, it should be Reagan and Botha, who have killed many black brothers and sisters. Even you killed them also. It is not you who create the black world, Mr. Shearer, or Reagan, or Queen Elizabeth II, or Siaga. And it is not you who create earth. I am not cursing anyone. I am talking for my people, for I am black. I do not rob anyone or kill any. I could not afford to leave them in your hand for you to work them out, Mr. Shearer. The independence the people received on 6th of August 1962 is false. It is not independence for anyone. It has no value. If you take it on August 1st, it would have value, for it was 1st of August 1834 that the shackles came off our feet. But you have not given us anything from it. You tried to jump the 1st of August, but you could not do so, or your feet will break. And that is why your neck is broken now, for you have to come back to the 1st of August. When you were Prime Minister in 1968-69, you told the world that I died. You could not say you did not do it, for it was carried in the press. You are wrong. Therefore, all kind of charges can reach you. Since the time the Brigadier under the portfolio of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II at Buckingham Palace ran from his office at Upper Camp in 1948-49, leaving I, Prince Edward, there. Britain crowned fell, and Jamaica and all small islands was under my ruling to this day. Also in 1950 at the House of Representatives, when Bustamante and Norman Manley was around, I raised my flags, the red, gold and green, the red, black and green, with the black 5-point star, the R symbol and lion crowned symbol respectively, in their parliament. It means that I was in charge of the country from such time. Such was done also in 1951 at King's House on August 1st, when Youfoot was governor. Therefore, Mr. Youfoot must come forward as a witness. Again in 1968, again in 1966, when Queen Elizabeth II was at King's House, she received my flags, to which she bowed her head and stated that there is an individual man in this country who no one is to molest, for in time to come he shall be Lord over her law. The time has now come. The Queen told you that she wants Jamaica, and you must hurry up and free us, for she wants America, Canada, and New Zealand to come to do her business. She said that Bustamante and Norman Manley have no government down here, for Imperial has taken over. Therefore, how come you are holding us up now when Queen Elizabeth II told you all these things already? Also, His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, I told you that he have a mission and an ambassador down here in Jamaica, to whom you should hand over the people for their return to Ethiopia, Nigeria, and all states of Africa. I, Prince Edward, am such ambassador whom the king met at King's House in 1966. You know about it, Mr. Shearer. Also Queen Elizabeth, Hector Winter, Clifford Campbell, Mr. Siaga, and Mr. Theodore Seeley. Therefore, you must give up. All these rights must be fulfilled through this letter and be handed over to the Nigerian High Commission. You do not let the people know what is happening, Mr. Shearer, that you are going to take their houses from them and put them outside with your forces. This world is Lucifer's world, the devil world, that could not help us, for it is evil. It is no good. Christ's world is the number one world of peace and love, equality and justice, with Article 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Declares a world of righteousness, of salvation, clean hands and pure heart. That is our world that we are defending. Mr. Shearer, your time is up. Your world is finished. Therefore, I want all of my brothers and sisters to return to Africa this year, 1988. All of them, Mr. Shearer. Those on the sidewalk, in the cornfield, in the prison, the madhouse and the hospital. Wherever you have them, free them out. And if it is you to give them food, you would die. They would die from hunger. So I want all of them from you, Mr. Siaga, and from Mr. Manley. For none of you created any of them. Only one union stand, and that is the union of Christ. All other union fall. I am not a politician, as you all know. I am a freedom fighter. I am here defending my people. Also, Mr. Shearer, I do not approve of the free zone factory that Siaga of black women, Ethiopians, Nigerians working in down here. The free zone workers are bawling because of the condition under which they are working. It could not go on any longer. You could not take God's children as slaves when all of you are big enough to work for yourselves. Look how all of you are big and fat. Slavery is done, Mr. Shearer. I am asking our beloved High Commission to seek out about all the Ethiopians, Nigerian women that Mr. Siaga have down here at the free zone, so that they could be sent home. The High Commission can take in all of Africa's children, for I know where they came from during the 17th to the 18th century, such as Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, Liberia, and all states of Africa. Anywhere they want to come here, bring them back the same place. You, Mr. Shearer, also Mr. Hector Winter, Mr. Siaga, Mr. Glasspool, Mr. Manley, and Mr. Dudley Thompson know where we come from. Calling for all islands removal universally, churchically, through the Western world, by the command of Queen Elizabeth II, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, President Reagan, and the United Nations. We demand these natural rights with no delay. I come for the people under the Almighty God protection. The King and his children, prince and princesses, shall come out of Egypt. No one is to molest the King when he is passing through with his saints. Let the King of the East pass through freely. Freedom of movement, free traveling, free waterway through the seabed. The time is now come. Fundamental freedom, redemption, international repatriation. All captives must be set free from four winds of earth through the authority of Honourable Marcus Garvey. We stand for the freedom of all people, black, white, pink, and blue, from Britain right down to Jamaica. All nations to return under their own vine and fig tree. All whites must come out of South Africa and Africa entirely and find back Europe. Also Israeli to come out of Jerusalem and find Germany and Russia where they came from, and let Africa be free, black Africa as it was from creation birth, for all black sons and daughters, gods and goddesses of Jerusalem. We are the Jews, the black Jews. Therefore woe unto them that say that they are Jews and are not, but are found liars in the sight of the Almighty and are the synagogue of Satan. I hope you come to the conclusion, Mr. Shearer, that the house of Israelite must return home. You have no power to hold them, for you gave them nothing. They have no road to walk on, no food to eat. The poor can take it no more. I am talking for them, and if my brothers and sisters are not free, I will mow. Repeat, I am talking for them, and if my brothers and sisters are not freed, I will mow all of you down with earthquake, lightning, and thunder, brimstone and fire, and sing the earth with all of you. No more argument. Just hand over to the Nigerian High Commission. No more X. The people must stop voting X, for X is evil. No more election, only selection. The Iron Man has come to mash down all evil. I am in the country from 1918, and I do not see you give black Ethiopians or black Nigerians here in Jamaica anything other than all of you work them out. If Mr. Siaga wants slaves, he should get his own family. That is justice. You could not take another man's children and enslave them. If you, Mr. Shearer, was black, you could not enslave your own people. If you are black and enslave your own, then you are more wicked than the white men. Let Mr. Siaga use his own nation to work for America and Canada and set my people free, said the Lord of hosts. The black world must be recognized and honored in this time. We did not do anyone anything. The world owes us, for everyone enslaved the black world. Calling for repatriation from all anger, no migration. Norman Manley said before he died that no one is to give me an outlet out of the country, or I will draw out everyone. And that is why you do not want to free I and my people. But no one can hold this man. I will say unto the north, give up. Unto the south, keep not back. Send my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth. Everyone that is called by my name. Holy Emmanuel, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Mr. Shearer, you're supposed to know about the 20 million pounds sterling that was laid down by Queen Victoria in 1834 for the return of the slave children to Africa. They have not been sent home yet. Bring forth such right now. Call upon our High Commission to set all papers straight, along with our Honourable Ambassador, who Mr. Shearer and Mr. Siaga already know. They must seek out this matter from the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, for they do not want to meet I, and let them in turn go to Queen Elizabeth II to free us. She did already tell them to free us, so they must contact her to do it now. Also call upon OAU to see to it that Jamaica government free God's children and send them back to Ethiopia, Nigeria and all states of Africa, and send transportation of 7, 9 or 13 miles of Black Star Line high water ships for the return of their subjects universally. Called upon the High Commission to see this done. Only he could do it, for we are Nigerians, we are Ethiopians, we are the children of Ghana, under our banners of the red, gold and green, with the black 5-point star, our symbol and lion symbol, and the red, black and green, the black 5-point star, our symbol and black tiger symbol, represented Honourable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. This message must be published and broadcasted by all media and press, nationally and internationally, with no delay. I ask the High Commission to see this done, publish and conceal not. Mr. Shearer, for the time is now. It has passed to the United Nations already. You must free us now. What do you intend to do with God's people? You do not love them, for if you did love them, you would set them free and not suffer them like that. See to it that we get transportation to go home. We want nothing from you. When you tell the people about famine in Africa, you do not know what you are talking about. For Africa is the breadbasket of the world. I want the editor of the Jamaica Daily Gleaner to open this argument to the public. Publish and conceal not, Mr. Editor. Calling upon our High Commission, also Nigerian Army and the Ethiopian Cabinet to see these rights fulfilled. This is my declaration, Mr. Shearer. I am declaring from the bush in which you push me. All black man and woman born and unborn came from Africa. We are one nation of people. We will not work for anyone who does not look like us. We are here to show brotherly and sisterly love to everyone. We will not be slaves to anyone. All black Ethiopians worldwide must withdraw from working for the white world and drop arms against them until Bota and the white world recognize the world of Ethiopian gods and goddesses as a sovereign nation, royal nation with kingdom government and crown head. I, Prince Edward speaking, the same man who you say is dead, Mr. Shearer. You said I and the king and Honourable Marcus Garvey is dead, and we did not do you anything. You are brutal to the people. Your own evil will destroy you. You should know that the Almighty cannot die. Emperor Haile Selassie ever live it. Honourable Marcus Garvey ever live it. And I, Prince Edward, the Black Christ, Brother Moses, the Lord's servant, ever live it. This is the time of our deliverance from slavery. We are Ethiopians from birth unto this day. Our navel string was first cut in Ethiopia, Nigeria, Black Africa, before it was cut in Jamaica. Repeat. This is the time of our deliverance from slavery. We are Ethiopians from birth unto this day. Our navel string was first cut in Ethiopia, Nigeria, Africa, before it was cut in Jamaica because of slavery. A leopard cannot change its spots, neither an Ethiopian the color of his skin. Jamaica is Arawak Indian land, and they have returned for their land. Therefore, now that the time has come for the black nation to return to Africa, it is hard for anyone to stop us. We could not rest in a next man's land. We have to rest where we were birthed. The world could not stop us from going back to our native land. That is why no argument can come against this declaration. For I am not asking for a next man's land. Therefore, I would not do that. We could not give away a continent for an island. Repatriation now, Mr. Shearer. This must be fulfilled in 24 hours. Calling for worldwide assistance in this affair. Some time ago, the king told Peking to come to the west and free the people. They asked the king when should they do it, but the king did not answer. I, the ambassador of the king, is answering them, telling them that the time is now. I am in the country from the time of the 14-man ruling. I took charge from Honourable Marcus Garvey in 1935. It was Mr. Hector Winter who said that I am the second Marcus Garvey in the country. Now is the time that Marcus Garvey spoke of. when he said they shall call the people to parade and show them their true leader. I am he, the Honourable Marcus Garvey speak of. I want the ships now to return, I and my people. The letter you received in 1967-68 told you to grant such freedom. I, Prince Edward, and my people, the black nation, universally, is in accordance to paragraph 2, B and C of Resolution 728F, XX, VIII of the Economic and Social Council. Ghana independence in 1957 did grant such freedom. Also, Dr. Nkrumah raised the red, gold, and green with black 5-point star and dropped the Union Jack, marking the downfall of Britain Crown Head and all Commonwealth flag. During Dr. Nkrumah's throne speech, he said that Ghana's independence is for the black nation universally, Jamaica and Barbados in particular. Give thanks for our High Commission once again who has come to set his people free. No force or interference should be in this affair, for you said we are free. I know when we reach home, the High Commission will have a joy. Therefore, people, wash up yourself and get ready to answer any call from Africa to return home. Diamond and gold are waiting for us. No more hunger, no more sorrow, no more pain. Only eternal joy, peace and happiness to come when you live, not when you die. For dead men tell no tales. Freedom, redemption, and international repatriation is our concrete network that cannot be moved. Mr. Shearer, you cannot deny us our right any longer. Therefore, come to justice and set us free, knowing that Jamaica has no ships. Our High Commission of Nigeria will provide ships to us from Nigeria and all free states of Africa. Give thanks for our beloved High Commission who has come to redeem his subjects. No one can stop the redemption, said the Lord of hosts. Behold, I am he, and beside me there was no God formed, none before and none after. Isaiah 43. Let them bring forth their witnesses. Freedom, redemption, and international repatriation to be fulfilled by 1st of August this year, 1988, said the Most High, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. I close with 7 words of love. God is love. Let us all love. I am the Most Right Honourable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards, the Lord's servant, the Black Christ in flesh, man of justice in flesh, man of authority, Black Dictator of Repatriation, Black Secretary General of the Black United Nations, King of the Races, Representative of United Nations Worldwide Organization, President of the EABIC, I Negus, rule Israelite, INRI, Most High, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. So, yes, my Lord and Empress, we do give thanks, for such documents, some serious words sound in that documents. Real serious words sound in that documents there, And we give thanks to your patient here and rap attention, Let us hear your views in the comments, of all that has been said from such great leader. A man who stand up for the right of his people. The voice of the people is the voice of God, and it is of paramount important matter to be dealt with. It is of great importance for us the people in this time to take up this mantle and to bring these heads of government to justice. Many of these people have died, they have passed. But it is there. All things are written. Everything is in the archives. And it is our duty, it's our right to see these things are done. It's for us, the people, to do what we have to do, to continue the works of our fathers, our great leaders who have come for us. Everything is set already. Let us take up the mantle in this time. Let us not sleep. Awake from your sleep and slumber, black people. let us call upon these relevant authorities, from the heads of government of Jamaica, heads of government in the United States and all Caribbean leaders, heads of government in Africa, United Nations, and definitely Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the Lady Monarch. Do give thanks again for, the mission of the King. And as I said before, leave your comments and let us hear what you, the listeners, the viewers, have to say continually. Give thanks alive. Bless the love. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari.
Escape the judgment. Babylon can't escape the judgment. All them around, all them around, them can't escape the judgment. Babylon can't escape the judgment. No, them can't escape the judgment. All them around, all them around, them can't escape the judgment. Babylon can't escape the judgment. No, them can't escape the judgment. All them around, all them around, them can't escape the judgment. Babylon can't escape the judgment. Babylon can't escape the judgment.